on the programme this morning. Minister, good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, thank you.
I know we have a very proud history of shaping the EU over many decades, but in relation to specific careers that are available within the EU and working with the EU, what kind of roles are available?
So I was speaking with a guy who's starting a job in Brussels next week, and he is going to be working in the Directorate on Agriculture. He has a background in environmental science. He's going to be working on reducing carbon gas emissions, and he's going to be factoring that into the next common agricultural policy. What I really like about all of that is he's going to be doing that on behalf of Europe, but with an Irish understanding and being able to influence European policy, but with an Irish nuance, with an Irish understanding and with an affinity for Ireland. So there's jobs like that right across the Commission, whether it's in aviation, engineering. Of course, we're always looking for linguists and lawyers, but it doesn't have to be just lawyers and linguists. It can be agriculture. And you're right, we have had a really proud history of sending fantastic people to Europe. They themselves have then done exceptionally well. We've had 2 Secretary Generals of the Commission, but we're finding now that a lot of those are getting to retirement age, and we need to make sure that we have this next cohort of people there representing Irish interests, but also, taking advantage of what are fantastic careers, extremely well-paid careers with good holidays. And I want to see people from Mayo getting those jobs just as much as people from Romania or France or Germany. Why shouldn't people from Mayo who are well qualified and capable and interested, why shouldn't they get those jobs? And it's my job to tell them that they exist and that we want to help you get those jobs.
I think there's probably a mindset out there that the only people who work in the EU are the people employed by the members of the Parliament.
No, we have 513 Irish people working in the Commission alone. Now, there's 30,000 people working there. But there's also Irish people working in places like Stockholm in the Centre for Disease Control, or Alicante in Spain working in intellectual property, all of the EU institutions. And if you can get your foot into the EU, all of those opportunities become visible to you and you can live a very different, very exciting life. And I know that there's endless, there's so much opportunity in Mayo. I know there's very significant foreign direct investment companies. I know Coca-Cola. There's so much opportunity in Mayo, but there is also opportunity in Brussels. And there is also, opportunity for people with degrees, people without degrees, to look at what we have, particularly at the moment, for example, I say in financial services, we've opportunities for people with experience but no degrees. And if you look on that website, ireland.ie/EU jobs, a lot of the opportunities are there. But the really interesting thing is there's a big competition coming up. It only happens the last one was 2019, so it's not a regular thing. This is a special thing. There will be 900 jobs given across the EU. Now, I expect about 300,000 people to apply for those. So I want Irish people to apply and to get it, and we're going to put our weight behind you. We're going to give you interview training. We're going to give you exam preparation support. But the value of getting that job and putting the investment of time into trying to get it is the starting salary, can I tell you, for a graduate is €5,000 net a month, before any of the benefits. Now, that's the equivalent of €92,000. And I know it's not all about money, but my God, that's a good salary for anybody starting off. And you do need a second language. But let's remember, in Ireland, most people already have that because we have Irish and English. And that is a second language. Both of those can be regarded as second languages. So if you have a good Irish and good English, or a good French or good Spanish, if you have that second language of any kind, a European language, then really, 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 please look at the opportunities that we're trying to help you get. Maybe you're listening yourself, maybe you're listening and your son or daughter is coming to the end of college. This is a back to school sort of time. So people are thinking about the future. Please look at this. Please look at this opportunity. We want you to get these jobs. We want to support you in getting them. We want you to do well in Europe. It's a great opportunity for any individual. But it's brilliant for Ireland to have Irish sons and daughters of Mayo and everywhere else shaping European policy, not just politicians, but as officials, as people in the room developing the policy all the time.
What's the rationale, Minister, of having to have a second language, with respect, and hopefully most of the people who would be applying for these jobs, be they graduates or people with experience in a whole genre of different industries? The Irish language would be of very little use to them over in Brussels.
It's simply the way it's a terrible answer, but it's simply the way that the European Union works. It is about making sure that we all respect each other's working languages, that those languages are protected and fostered. And we have had, we have fought for Irish to be well respected and well regarded in that way. And so, it's to contribute to that respect and to that shared understanding of each other's culture and each other's language. There's also, yes, English is the dominant working language, but so is French. But when I see the competition from other countries, when I see Spanish people, and I hear about them preparing for this exam, and they have 2 and 3 languages, and they're spending a lot of time investing themselves in preparing for this exam. I've seen Irish people do really well in this in the past, and we already have that advantage of having two working languages inherently within us. So that's the rationale, but I don't think it should be off-putting for people. I want people to have confidence to know that they already have 2 languages if they've
Okay.
anyway good Irish, better than mine maybe, but French or Spanish or German or whatever as well.
Okay, well, we're asking listeners to check out the website ireland.ie/EU jobs. It is a new website. It's kind of a one-stop shop with all the information that people need about the incredible career opportunities that do exist in the EU. It would mean, of course, moving to Brussels, wouldn't it?
It would mean moving to Brussels if you're working in the Commission. But can I tell you, Brussels is an hour and a half away. It's not far. It's easy. It's a good place to live. The cost of living is cheaper than Paris or other places that are near it. And yet you can travel. You can have, my God, if you're a graduate and you're on that kind of salary and you're living in Brussels and you have the opportunity to travel around Europe and develop the connections right across Europe from the other people that are working there, this is a life-changing opportunity for anybody thinking about their future or anybody thinking about their children's future. It's well paid. It's extraordinary training. It opens up the world. You will be working on the front edge of policy for a major global bloc. This is nothing but a good opportunity. There's a bit of work in getting it, but sure, there's a bit of work in getting anything that's worthwhile having. But we want to support you. We will be there behind you. We will support you with interview training, exam preparation. So Ireland wants Irish young people to do well. And it's not just graduates. If you're a couple of years into your career and you're looking for a shift, maybe you're a lawyer, maybe you're an accountant, and you're looking for a shift into a higher grade position, we can help with that too. Those jobs come up and we can stay in touch with you and we can connect with you on that. But this graduate competition, it doesn't come around very often. And that's why I want everybody in Ireland to know that it's happening. So if you're anyway interested, let us support you get these great jobs.
You have sold it extremely well, Minister. Thank you very much indeed. It's ireland.ie/EU jobs. Thanks for joining us. That is Minister of State Jennifer. Thank you for being with us today.
You.
Thanks. That's great, really. If you're, as Jennifer said, if you're a parent or a guardian or just somebody who's recently graduated, or you have worked in the whole range of areas from law, environment, veterinary, finance, health, or whatever your qualification is, apparently it would appear there are EU careers for professionally and personally rewarding individuals out there. So check out ireland.ie EU jobs. This is Midwest. Good morning. It's 10 to 10.